welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for a Barça news roundup coming your way, as we are going to have updates there on the Barça Negreira case, what is going on right now, what is happening, along with words from Gerard Piqué on that. But we're also going to have some discussion about on-the-field matters too, the football, which of course is very, very important, as we are going to be talking about the likes of Ansu Fati and Joao Cancelo as Joan Laporta meets with Jorge Mendes. We are going to talk as well about the Barça youngster Lamine Yamal. It is all coming up for you. It's all featured today. So come on, and let's do it. But if we do, first of all, begin with that full update on the Barça Negreira case, because I know many of us sort of sitting around every night thinking, okay, what's coming next? What is going to happen next in this whole situation? And there do seem to be very frequent developments, because let's start here with what was a pretty significant document that has made its way into the public domain. And it was courtesy there of Libertad Digital, who've got their hands on this leaked Negreira document, which appears to be a full report there written solely about a referee. Because what you can see here is a number of stats there in terms of past meetings against the teams, and this document here would have been used by Barcelona when looking at a referee, because you can also see over on the right hand side details on his style of refereeing, you know, personal details there of exactly how he referees a game, because I think especially in La Liga, every ref is different. Every ref goes about a game in a different way to try to control it. You need to know in many ways how best to approach the game on the right side of the law. And of course what this document right here may indeed mean is that Barca's original claim, let's not forget, when they said, look, the payments to Negreira, they exist, they happen, we're not hiding that, but it was simply about acquiring an external technical consultant. Barca say that they paid money out there year on year to gain reports on referees, to gain more of an understanding of what they were coming up against. And based on this document right here alone, that may well check out. And I think in addition to that document as well, I would just follow up from some previous words again from Barca when they said, upon receiving those kinds of reports, that it was standard practice. Barca made a very, very big point of saying, look, it won't only be us. You know, many clubs at professional level, they do this kind of thing. They want to get understanding. They want to get knowledge. And to do that, you've got to pay out money in this sort of consultancy fashion. And now we are starting to hear plenty of rumours in the Spanish media that other clubs have been involved, that other clubs have indeed made payments to Negreira. We're talking about the first division in Spain, clubs in La Liga, and also even from the second division too. Those are the rumours right now. There's a high possibility here that there are more, and that Barca was simply not the only club doing it, and only time, of course, will tell on that. And I did think it was really, really interesting there to actually hear from Gerard Piqué, someone who, of course, has been very much inside of the club now throughout this entire period that is being questioned, that is being talked about. And his point of view actually was very, very intriguing, because he said, I don't think Barca have bought referees. He said, I would put my neck on the line there saying that. I do not believe that it's happened. And he actually went on to say, if you want to buy a referee, you go with dirty money. You do it on the black market there, without anybody knowing. He said what you don't do is go to the vice president of the CTA, pay him a salary, talking there about Negreira, and then declare the invoices. He said that doesn't make sense. That's not the way to do it. He said the conspiracies and the campaigns, though. He said, look, here at Barca, we are used to it. He said as much as they want to mess it up, it's such a golden age that we lived at this club. He said it's not just what we won, but it's how we won too. He said they can review everything, but we were far, far superior. We did not depend on the referees. It's true the prosecutor's office is involved now, but I trust the club. So Gerard Piqué there, in absolutely no doubt at all that Barca have never bought a referee, have never tried to gain influence in an illegal manner, and he is certain that the club only dealt in the right way. And of course we'll have more updates on this situation as we get it. But I do want to cross now to Joan Joan Laporta and what he's been up to this week. Because obviously for him, it's been a very, very busy week indeed with all of this going on. We spoke about the press conference that he gave there, really powerful messages, really energetic and determined messages from the Barca president. But don't think, by the way, that in the midst of all this here, that he's forgotten about matters on the pitch as well, because he hasn't. Because on Tuesday, he was actually in Portugal, in Porto, alongside Mattia Almani there, for what was said to be a quite intense meeting with the super agent Jorge Mendes. Now, we know that Laporta has a really strong, really good relationship with Jorge Mendes. The two of them meet quite frequently there on a number of different topics. And what I want to look into today is what that particular meeting this week may well have included. And let's start there with Ansu Fati, because there are plenty of reports going around right now saying, look, Barca are in the process of deciding what to do. They're not quite sure what route to go down with Ansu Fati this summer, and that is why Laporta and Almani may well have met with Jorge Mendes in midweek to decide on the next step for him, because apparently Barca are deciding between maybe loaning him out this summer or maybe even selling him. And I just want to say right here and now, guys, when it comes to Ansu, he's spoken about this kind of issue a lot, but honestly for me, if we're thinking about him leaving the club, personally, it has to be a loan first. I do not think by any stretch of the imagination that this summer we should be saying, let's just sell him. Cut him loose, let him go, we're happy to sell him. Because I think before we can even get to that point, at least loan him out first. At least give him the opportunity to get some regular football, to recapture confidence, to recapture some sharpness about his game. Because you may well be looking there at a whole new player. If he goes away and plays regularly, which he hasn't done this season, there's no argument about that. He's had infrequent minutes, he's hardly been used at times, he cannot get any momentum, and so why would you not try and give him that chance first? Try and give him that opportunity to go away, and if you want him to leave, let him have a loan. Try and get that confidence back, and then see where we are. Because just imagine this summer, if you do sell Ansu Fati, if you do say, okay, you're gone, and within months of leaving the club, he already starts to recapture that confidence. He already starts to regain that sharpness, and you're watching a wonderful player. We're going to be kicking ourselves. We would absolutely regret till the last day our decision to do that. So for me, it has to be a loan before we can even think about selling this young man. But I'm sure it wasn't just him either. I'm sure that in that meeting with Jorge Mendes, there was a number of players discussed. Now, one of those I'm absolutely certain that would have been mentioned is Joao Cancelo. Now, right now, we know that he's very much out of favour at Man City. He's been loaned this season, of course, in January to Bayern Munich. And even there, it hasn't exactly gone smoothly. Apparently, they're not going to sign him on a permanent deal. He's going to go back to Man City in the summer, and once he does, he's likely then to be on the transfer market. And the question would be, is that a route Barca should be going down right now? We know that we're in desperate need of a right back. We need somebody in that area to come in, fit in Xavi's team, fit into this system. And I look at Joao Cancelo. I know that he's had a tough few months. I know that he's not playing the best football of his career so far. But he's a hugely talented player. He is an absolute top quality right back that if you could get him performing well again, he would fit this Barca team like a glove on that right hand side. He's also very versatile as well. He can play on the left if needed. And I just think right now, at a time when Man City may be looking to just to try and get something for Cancelo this summer, Barca are going to be looking at that situation, wondering if they could get a bargain. But of course, speaking about Man City, Joao Cancelo is not the only player that's linked to Jorge Mendes and that Barca may be talking about. Bernardo Silva remains in the media, remains linked to Barca at every available opportunity. We know that last summer there was serious interest in him. We wanted to bring him to the club. Wasn't able to happen in the end. I'm sure the interest is still there. Xavi is a big admirer of Bernardo Silva, but I'm not really sure that is going to happen come the summer, whether there's going to be money in the budget to sort of go all out in that position in the team. So that remains to be seen right now. And there's also talk as well, Jorge Mendes is the agent of Marco Asensio. He continues to be linked to Barca. He's out of contract this summer at Real Madrid, but that is not a route that I think we should be going down, and I don't believe it is going to be either. Another right winger, somebody coming from Real, and he's not exactly firing on all cylinders right now either, Asensio. Of course he'd be on a free, but I don't really think that is a player that we are going to be signing. But I think there is one more thing as well that we have to really bear in mind and keep a very close eye on right now, guys, and that is the fact that Jorge Mendes has literally just become the agent of Lamine Yamal, who is, by the way, a hugely exciting player coming through La Masia right now. He's only 15, but he is massively talented there. He's said to be the next big thing coming through the Barça Youth Academy. And the thing about this is that he turns 16 in July, and that means that from July, Barca then will be able to agree his first professional contract to keep him at the club in the long term. And apparently already it's been reported, Matia Almani himself, he's going to lead those negotiations now. With Yamal's agent being Jorge Mendes, stepping things up. These are high-profile meetings that are going to take place for even such a young player. Yes, but big talent indeed, as we tried to get him renewed. But what I do have to mention on this is that just this week, Yamal actually was dropped from the Spanish under-17 squad. They say there that it was an act of indiscipline, that they swiftly removed him from the squad, sent him home to Barcelona, and Barca, now the club, have actually followed up on that, and they have decided to give him a 4-game ban for Yamal. That is a big ban there to give to a youngster, to teach him a lesson in a way, I suppose, for whatever went on. It hasn't been disclosed exactly what that situation is, but I just hope that's not going to prove to be any problem, because like I say, this man has a big future. It's there if he wants it. Big talent indeed. But I am just interested, guys, in what you made there of Joan Laporta and Almani, the two of them together. You know, that's the A-team right there, going out, meeting with a super agent. So many possibilities were there in terms of players and deals that could have been discussed. So what do you think they talked about? What players do you believe were mentioned there? What possibilities do you believe are there ahead of the summer transfer window? Please do let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below, especially when it comes to Ansu's future, and indeed there the possibility of Joao Cancelo. Do let me know that down below. Thank you indeed, guys, for tuning in and joining me here today, and of course very soon on the channel. We're getting very excited here because El Clasico is coming, and the build-up is going to be on the way soon. I cannot wait for that game. It is going to be a big occasion. I will see you soon, guys, for all of that good stuff. Thank you, like I say, for your support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.